Ashleigh, very nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Cool. So, how do you describe yourself?
Optimistic is the first word that pops into my head. I always like to see the good in things and the positives in the lessons. So optimistic.
Okay. Why optimistic?
I think as a kid, I was always the kind of person who was like, I believe like there's good in all the world and like everyone's great and nice and, you know, sunshine, rainbows, fairies. And I was just always really optimistic as a kid, and it's really carried through into like my adulthood and how I like view life in general in few situations.
That's good. That's quite pure heart, actually. That's quite nice.
Thanks.
So, what inspired you to act or to want to go into acting?
When I was a kid, I was really shy. So I was really quiet and I had like this tiny mouse voice. But I realized when I got into my bedroom and like when I had a song playing or like when my favorite show would be on, like there would be a whole different side to me. Like I would take songs from the 90s and turn them into scenes and start acting it out.
Oh, wow.
And I realized that I was really, really confident in my own space, and it was really just about nurturing that inner confidence to bring it out. And it was through acting and through doing it in primary school and in secondary school, college, and now at drama school, university. It's like I've been able to nurture that and grow through the stages.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
So, you talked about like as what inspired you to start acting.
Yeah.
What were the steps that followed afterwards to get you to where you are now?
In terms of after being confident.
Yeah.
So after getting to that point, and I guess it never stops being confident because it goes in dips. Like you have situations where you feel like, I'm not confident, and you have situations where you feel like you do. But I really wanted to get out and meet new people from like different areas than me, different cultures, like who were interested in different things. So, you know, I started going on like residential trips to like Wales and doing like rock climbing and tunneling and like just outside sports and like just joining different communities and really just kind of throwing myself in the deep end with like just interacting with people and, you know, just getting myself out there.
All right, cool. So with all of that, rock climbing is never been my greatest skills. So I can imagine. That's quite impressive. So you would then go on to like, you start to learn your craft, etc., etc. You would then go to the States.
Yeah, so after doing it in school and I did it in Lewisham College as well.
Yeah.
I also went to a drama school at the time. I don't know if it's still around, but it was called ASA, and it was Amal Lameen's drama school. And I remember I was really excited because I watched Kidulthood. And no, was it Adulthood?
It would have been Kidulthood.
Kidulthood.
Yeah,
I watched
Kidulthood, yeah.
And I was like, oh, this is so cool. I really want to do that. And I remember seeing it when I was in school and then hearing that he opened up a drama school. And I was like, well, I really want to go there now. So I went there and I trained there. And then I took a break for a while. And then I went to drama school. And within drama school, we got the amazing opportunity to do a semester abroad. And you got to choose where you wanted to go. So there was Texas, North Carolina, New York, but I picked Chicago. Main reason is because I got to work there the year before, and this time going there, I got to go to Columbia College Chicago, and it's really good for stage combat and theatre. So whilst I was there, I did a theatre production. I did a web series, stage combat. I got to teach with a theatre company called Collaboration. So there was so much opportunity buzzing in Chicago.
That is insane.
Yeah, it was fun. I enjoyed it. I definitely enjoyed it.
What were you doing the year before?
The year before, so that was the year. It took me 3 years to get into drama school.
Okay.
I didn't get in first try, and that was just down to sheer laziness. I came out of Lewisham College And I think I still needed discipline in my craft. And sometimes when you're in college, it can be such a undisciplined environment because, half the people don't actually have to be there, some do.
Some don't care at all.
It's all really down to you. So I had to go through a process. And the year I got in was also the year that I went to Camp America. Okay. And I always knew that I wanted to do acting and teach and work with people. So I went and taught acting at a camp in Michigan. So I worked over there for a bit and then, went to Chicago. And it was fun. I loved it. I got to teach canoeing and rock climbing again, and just like loads of outdoor stuff. And it was a great experience.
Oh, I can imagine.
Yeah.
So when you came back, how did that experience help you when you got back?
Well, in terms of what I want to do with my acting in the future, working as a drama teacher at a camp, it allowed me to find out how to work around difficult situations. So, I would only have these kids for maybe a time at a week, and every class would be different. And sometimes I would have kids that would be less physically abled than another kid to do something, or who wasn't as interested in doing theatre than the other kid. So through that, I learned like my mediating skills and how to just work quickly on my feet and accommodate everyone.
That's key there.
Yeah, and that's key, making sure everyone feels included.
Because one of the things on your Insta bio is about being a director.
Yeah.
Which you have to be able to do.
Yes.
That sort of thing.
Yeah. So for me, I'm a casting director, so it's slightly different. Directing is such a hard area, and I know that for me, I would never fully go into directing just because I feel like you need a real love and passion to notice those specific little things and details. But I am a casting director, so with that, I do get to meet loads of different people, and also it's been a great opportunity to utilize creatives I have in my own circle. Yeah. So when people do come up to me and they're like, hey, JA, like I'm looking for a black male actor, or I'm looking for a female actress who looks like this, I can be like, I actually know this person and she's good. And so through that job, I've started to like cast people who I know, which is opening up opportunities for like the black community, if it is a black film, and, opportunities that people may not necessarily get if it isn't spoken about and put out there. And
that's good. That's like that's sort of the dream, isn't it? To be able to bring your mates up with you.
Absolutely. And just anyone you see who's genuinely working hard and who genuinely just wants to grow and to learn. It's just like, why would you not want to help encourage that and nurture that?
Yeah, especially because once they've got the heart to do it, it's just about the opportunity.
Yeah,
so.
And you can relate because everyone has been at that point at some point or other.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah. You
would go back to America a second time?
Yes. So the second time I went after camp was when I lived in America. So I lived in Southside Chicago. Airbnb didn't tell me it was the most dangerous place in Chicago to live.
I thought, you hear tracks about Southside
honestly,
Chicago.
Like I was right at the end of the red line. So it was bizarre living there.
Gosh.
Their whole way of life is so different in comparison to London. And there were so many things that I saw that really just made me think about life in general. But yeah, when I went there a second time, I did a web series called Two Black Girls, which was really fun. I got to work with an amazing writer and some actresses over there. And through that, I've been able to connect, and hopefully I'm going back this year to do a theatre production. Oh, nice. So for me, it's always about connecting the dots, and being over there last year really allowed me to make those overseas connections and start building a foundation in Chicago and other places in America.
Was that after your stint on Wall of Comedy?
Yes, it was. It was. I did Wall of Comedy when I was in first year of drama school. Okay. So yeah.
Okay, cool. Before. How did the two compare?
Wall of Comedy.
And your, what's it called? Your
My study
series?
abroad.
Yeah.
I think the Wall of Comedy, it was a safe zone for me in a sense because some of the actors I knew personally beforehand, so it was great working with them. And it was a cast where it felt like family, and we all vibes off each other, and we had a real connection. So when it came to working, it was very easy to work as an ensemble, as a group. But I think in comparison to going to America, it was very down to me and down to my own independence of like getting up and doing everything for myself and taking the action to go out and talk to people and to build relationships and to make sure people knew who I was and what my name was and what I'm about and what I'm doing. And it, in comparison to over here, it was a lot easier here because I've already built my foundation here. But it's like going over there, you go over there with such a clean slate, like no one knows you. Like every credential you feel like you hold here, you go over there and it's like starting school again. You have nothing. So it was just about me building up from the beginning again, and I'm still doing that.
Wow,
So, yeah.
That's fair enough. That's deep. So you've come back and you're now going to Bruford?
So I've been at Bruford for 3 years. I got in 2015, and I graduate this year, 2018. So I came back to Bruford, and in coming back, we've got like our final research project. And then our final shows, and then we graduate, and then we're done.
So talk a bit more like about, because a lot of people see acting as the glamour side and being on TV or all this stuff, but talk about like the realities of acting. So because you do it because it's a passion, but then there's also like a lot of hard work that goes into it.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I think acting, it really makes you look at yourself as a person. Through my process of being at drama school, I've really had to do a lot of reflection and be open to taking criticisms and be open to failing and just kind of being open to new ways of doing things. And it's been hard. It's been hard, but it's been worth it. And like every like struggle, like I've just been able to push through. And there's certain things about acting that I've been able to apply to my everyday life. Just like the confidence in getting up and presenting something to someone or explaining something from A to B to C and having it make sense. Just like certain skills like that, I've also like been able to take it and just adapt it to what I do in everyday stuff.
Cool. And then in terms of you want to learn a lot of different skills within the, I guess, the entertainment realm.
Yes.
Because I guess it helps you be more well-rounded and looking to be able to do different things.
Yeah.
What inspired that? Because I know a lot of actors will just go into acting and say, that's what I'm going to do. And they get to a point and then they're like, but I want to do this. But because they haven't learned the skills beforehand, they're sort of having to learn on the fly.
I think for me, I didn't want to be trapped into one box. And it was like, if I go to an audition and they're like, okay, so what do you do? And I say, I'm just an actor. In terms of what you bring to a group as an ensemble, I felt like knowing the energy I have and the personality I have, I could offer a lot more. And there's a lot more that I want to offer. So I was like, I don't want to go in and just be known as an actor because that's not all I have to give. I have so much more. So, you know, I started going out and just grinding and making sure people knew who I was. And even before I was an established presenter or casting director, I said I was, because you really have to speak it into existence. And if you can't confidently hold your chest up high and say, I am this thing before you are it, then will you ever be it? Do you know what I mean? It sounds deep, but it's like you kind of have to announce it to yourself before you announce it to the world. So I went through a process and I decided, okay, these are the main areas that I want to do. This is how it's going to impact what I want to do in the future, my future goals. So speak it into existence. And I did, and I kept at it. And, you know, I'm still trying to grow and find new opportunities.
I mean, that's the thing, though. I mean, that's the whole point. You never stop growing.
You never stop. So. And it's so beautiful. I love it. It's great. It's great.
So what does 2018, you talked about you want to go, you're hoping to go back over to America?
Yes, I'm definitely going back over there.
So when this year ends, what do you want to have achieved?
Well, so far, this year has been quite exciting already. On the third day into January, I got to do a voiceover for an animation series called Degree. Wow. So that was really fun. And then after that, I got to go into like Lounge Academics podcast show and do a talk similar to like what we're doing today. Yeah. And then I had a book launch yesterday. So so far it's been really exciting. Yeah. And then I'm working on my IIP about the Black Arts Movement and the work that I want to do within the Black communities in England. So there's been so much happening already. And I guess I just hope that for 2018, without mentioning anything in particular, I just really hope that I have a lot of challenges come my way that are going to better me as a person and that are going to allow me to grow and just to meet new people and go down new avenues and to travel and to do what I love.
Wow, that sounds intense, but good as well, because it means that you're going to put a lot of work into it. Absolutely. And you're going to also get what you want at the end. So.
1000%.
So yeah. Well, Jade Ashleigh, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you for having me.